welcome to or welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny Love with Jenny Love Journals. So today, guys, we are going to start on our very first project for the journal that we are working on. And for those of you who don't know, you can go back to the video that I uploaded just this past Friday, 2 days ago, where I explain what we're going to be doing and the process of making our journal. I show you the order in which I put together my signatures, and for those especially who want to follow along using the same kit, that will be helpful as well. And I also go through everything that I have gathered up that we are going to be using for this journal, and I show you guys all of that so that you can go through and gather up some things. Again, I say this all the time, and I will say it a million times again. You do not have to have everything exactly as what I have. I mean, if you want to, that's great. Obviously, if you don't have them, you're going to have to obtain them. But you really don't. You just use what you have. If you don't want to use this kit and you want to use a different kit, all of the same rules are going to apply. You just follow along with the projects. Of course, the theme of yours will look different, but it will be pretty much the same. If you don't want to use another paper kit, or if you don't have access to print out paper kits, you can use scrapbook paper, you can use book pages, you can use pretty much anything that's paper, really. So again, you don't have to have everything that I have. Just follow along, and I'm certain that your journal will turn out just as beautiful. Again, guys, like I said in my last video, the kit I am using is Timeless Treasures from My Porch Prints. It is an older kit, but it's one of my favorites, so we are using that for this journal. So today, again, guys, we are going to do our first journal project, and I already had done one, and I'm going to show you guys, and then we're going to go through together and make another one. So I made this one to put in my first signature, and then the next one that we make together will go in my second signature. So if you want two of these, one in each signature as well, you're going to have to make two of them. So once we get through this tutorial, I'm sure that you'll be very confident as far as making a second one with no problem at all. All right, so here in our first signature, okay, we have our first set of tea stained page here, and then when you flip it, it's the avocado stained page. So this is where we're going to start, okay? And so this thing, listen to me, this this project, I was actually inspired by a few other YouTubers that had done this project. I believe Rachel had done it, and E from Scrapbooking with Me had done it, and maybe a few others had done this project. I have seen it a few times, and I love it every time I see it. So I wanted to put this project in my journal, and I'm going to show you guys the project, and then I'm going to show you how to make it yourself. All right, guys, so what this is it's kind of a flippy deal. All right, but it's super cute. So right here, this does, I'm trying to stay in frame. This does flip, okay, and I have a tag in here, right here. As you can see, I actually made this tag out of the papers from the kit itself. And again, if you are following along using the same kit, then you'll recognize this area right here, because it was on one of the main pages, I believe. And I backed it onto like a beige cardstock so that you can journal on the back. On the front here, what I did was I took my scrap papers that I used from cutting out my tag and things, and I just basically tore them into pieces, and I collaged them on here, and then I just took a stencil. I still haven't washed it off, but I just took this stencil here with my little blendy tool and just stenciled over the collaging. I thought that was really cute. And then I just stuck a butterfly here. Flipping it over here, as you can see, I just tore a page from the kit. I inked the edges and put some die cuts down, some washi tape. So when you flip the page on this side, this is all one page, by the way, and it is made out of a book page. I should have led with that. So this is made out of a book page. So when you flip it over, it's the same page, which creates, I can't even talk, which creates a pocket on this side that we have a journal card in from the kit. Of course, you don't have to use the ephemera or the journal cards from the kit itself. You can use it from any kit or make one yourself. Of course, it's the same goes for the tags. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make one of these, and we're going to go ahead and make one for our second signature here. All right, and we're going to put it in the same spots. The first set, where is it? Right here, the tea stained. You have the tea stained and then the avocado stained. So we're going to put the project right here. Okay, so let me put this back. I just wanted to show you where we were going to put it so you know where to put it if that's what you choose to do. I have a book page here. It's just a regular literal antique book page. It's very brittle. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this off the edges here, because when I tore this out of the binding, it did end up fraying a little bit because of how delicate it is, being as how it's so old. And the majority of my vintage books that I get to utilize the pages and things, and I also utilize the cover to make some of my journal covers and spines. But I always go to like Goodwill or like a thrift store and always get my books there, because you can always find vintage books there for like $2 or $3 a book. So that's where I get the majority of my vintage books. Okay, so this page is, let me come over here. I know you guys can't see it, but we are at 9 inches in length and about 5 3/4 inches in width. So 9 inches in length, 5 3/4 inches in width. You don't have to use the same measurements I'm using, but just in case you want to, those are the measurements. All right, guys, so how we're gonna start here is we're just gonna take the bottom part here and we're gonna fold it up this way, but not halfway up or all the way up. Just, I would say about a 1/4 of the way up there, about right there. Take your bone folder and smooth it out. Okay, so now we're going to unfold. You see your fold line here. And now we're going to take this side and we're going to bring it in to just meet your fold line. You don't want to go over the top of it, and you don't want to breach it at all, because then it's not going to really fold like you want it to. So make sure you do it just before that fold line. See, now it folds nicely. Okay, there we go. So there's that. Now this is going to be our side tuck that we glue down to the page, and then this is going to be where the tag goes in, the flappy thing. So what we want to do first is we want to glue this down. So we're just going to glue down this side and this side so that we can have it open to put our tag in. And I'm just using art glitter glue and just putting a small bead right down the edge there and down the bottom here. I'm a little shaky today, but it's okay. Excuse me. And then just close it up. Okay, you all know if you use art glitter glue, it does not take any time to dry. Really, it doesn't. So here's our pocket for our tag. Okay. So we need to punch a couple of notches here. So this is going to be our pocket. So we're going to put a notch right here. And if you don't have a punch, like I see other YouTubers recommend, for example, you can take your glue bottle and you can put it right here, trace around it and cut it out, you know, or even like the corner of your distress ink. See, that's like a perfect fit. So there's ways that you can make notches if you don't have a circle punch. So there's our notch for the pocket. So now we need to make a notch for, this is the top, yes. I just had to make sure. For our tag, there we go. Okay, I do apologize if you guys hear a little bit of like a blowing in the background, a blowing noise. That was the air conditioner. It just kicked on. And yes, I did say air conditioner because I live in Florida and it is a warm day today. It's been a while. It's been cold here. All right, guys. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on decorating our pocket. So we only need to decorate one side of it because the other side is going to be glued down. But when you glue it down, you're only going to glue it here and here so that you can, you know, fit things inside of it. So let's decorate the front. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take my stencil here. If you don't have a stencil, it's totally fine. You can just rub some distress ink over it to make it look really vintage. You can put some stickers on it. You can put some die cuts on it. It really doesn't matter what you do. That's the wrong ink. It really doesn't matter what you do. Either way, it's going to look beautiful. Where did I put the ink? Here it is. Oh my goodness, usually I'm super organized, but today, no. So anyways, I have the Distress Oxide, the Festive Berries color, which I really like. It looks really bright right here, right? It does, but it's not bright if you're just really light with it. Just kind of pat it on. Don't like, just, pat it a little bit. And then we're just going to very lightly go in a circular motion over the top of the pocket that we made. Beautiful. I don't like to do it too dark, and I don't like to really do a full coverage. As you guys can see, it kind of fades off here on the edges, and I like that look. I really do. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take some lace, and I have a piece of mauve, if you will. I believe it's like a mauve color. This lace is from Plum Boutique that I got on Etsy. So if you like this lace, which I love, it is gorgeous. And she has many other laces, different kinds of lace, I should say, laces. So definitely head on over to Etsy, Plum Boutique, and check it out if you want some. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line the top right here where the fold is up here. And I'm just going to line the top here with this lace. Okay, let me cut it right here. That's about where we need to cut. All right, I just put you down a little closer. Hopefully that helps. All right, that's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fabric glue, Fabri-Tac, or whatever fabric glue you prefer to use. Anything will do. And I'm just going to go along the edge. Being a little goopy. It's being a little goopy. I really don't know why. I mean, it might be because I haven't had like a top on it. I don't know if y'all heard, but I'm sure some of you have, but Sugar Belle, which is this bottle here, they actually discontinued their glue tops. So when you buy a Sugar Belle bottle or a pack of Sugar Belle bottles, there's no tops. It's just the bottle and the nozzle, and that's it. No tops. So I haven't really had anything on there, and that might be why it's starting to goop up. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out a clever way. I did see something online somewhere about rubber tops that you can use. It's starting to goop. That you can put on there. I've heard that people are using those. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm just trimming off the little pieces that are hanging off the edge here. Okay, beautiful. The flap is still flappable. All right, now what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna embellish it a little more. So I have this. So this, I actually fussy cutted this out of one of the sheets that came in the kit. So if you guys are wondering, like, where the heck did she get that? I literally fussy cut it out of one of the sheets. So if you have the Timeless Treasures kit, you'll recognize it. You can do the same thing, or you can use, like I said, a sticker or a die cut, or you can fussy cut, something else from somewhere else. The possibilities are endless. All right, we're going to go ahead and stick this down. Whoop, there we go. My glue was clogged for a minute, but not anymore. All right, guys, let's get this down. We're going to stick that over here so that it doesn't breach the pocket. And that would stink if we did that and it went over the edge and we ended up gluing it to this part. Like, yeah. So pretty. Okay, and then I have a sentiment just like the other one. And on the other one, we had it right here. But I think this one, we're going to put right here because this is kind of in the way of putting it in the middle. But I still think it looks really pretty up there. So again, these labels are my labels. You can buy these as a digital. It comes in a sheet with a whole bunch of different ones that you can fussy cut out. You can get them in my Etsy shop, which the link is in the description. All right. Put that right there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Again, you can use any sentiment. You can use a die cut, a sticker. It doesn't have to be this. I just thought that looked so pretty. And because there's a lot of black in the kit, I don't know, I just thought that added something. So I just realized that we did forget to ink up our book page. So let's get that done really quick before we move on to embellish even more. So I am using the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. And I just re-inked it today, so it's kind of juicy over here. So if you're like, oh my God, she's making a mess. No, not really, because I prefer, you know, the more the better, because I love the vintage look. But I did just re-ink my, my ink pad, so. Okay, we're all inked up, and that looks so much better now that it's inked even, right? All right, guys, so now we're going to decorate this right here. We're going to decorate both sides, obviously, because you're going to see both sides. Like I said, you're not going to decorate this side because this is going to glue down to your journal page. So with the last one I did of this, I decorated this side with the collaging and then this side with the die cuts and things. So I'm going to actually reverse it on this one to make it a little more different than the other one, since they are going in each signature. So we're going to do the collaging on here. So the way I did this, guys, as I said before, is I took the leftover pieces that I used to cut out my tag. When I made the tag for this, which I already made, is right here. And I backed it onto card so that it's nice and durable. And I tied some yellow seam binding to it. So I already have the tag made. So if you guys want to make up your tag, go ahead. And I also put a little brown eyelet in here as well. So again, I don't want to make these videos extremely long by making every little nook and cranny on video. I know that you all know how to make tags. I actually cut this out from one of the papers in the kit, and here's the scraps from it. So rather than just throw the scraps in a bowl and use them for a rainy day, or just throw them in the trash, which, oh my God, never. We're going to use them to collage this page like I showed you on the other one. Easy peasy, guys. So you can either use a tear ruler or you can just tear it with your hands. That's what I'm going to do. And you know also that the fraying, the white part shows up depending on which side you flip it to when you're tearing. So if you don't want it like that, you flip it to the other side. I personally like it like that because then I can ink it up and it gives it like a real rich vintage look when I do that. So I'm just going to lightly tear the edges here. So because we want it all to be torn edges when we collage these. Some of these I'm going to use my tear ruler. Tear ruler? It almost sounded like I said tear ruler, but... So for those of you who have a tear ruler, aka tear ruler, come on, you're slipping and sliding now. You can use that too. A lot of people think that metal tear rulers no longer exist. Well, they do. Some people were actually saying something about that, wondering why they don't see metal tear rulers anymore. I mean, I really don't know. I purchased it on Amazon. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. But you can tear it with your hands. You can use a tear ruler. like I said, it is really up to you. So you want to tear your pieces different sizes because, again, it's going to be a collage. You know, so you want them to all kind of look different. All right, I think we have enough pieces here to do our collage. So basically, guys, it's literally just, actually, let's ink these up first. Let's ink them up. It doesn't have to be completely precise, but just ink up the side that you plan on gluing down. Okay, guys. So I got all my pieces inked. So now we're just going to start gluing them down. For this one, we can actually use, I prefer, when I do collaging, to use a glue stick. So this is the glue stick I use. It's the, I don't know what, UHU stick? It's really good. It's my favorite, actually. So let me just actually grab a random book page here so that I can use this so that I don't get glue on my mat, because we all know how much of a pain in the butt that is to clean off sometimes. And we want to make sure that you don't breach your fold line, because you still want this to be able to fold. So make sure that you just kind of come close to it, but you don't completely, you know, go over it, because then you're going to have a hard time folding it up a little bit. So we're just going to start strategically placing these around. I don't know, I'm sorry if I'm out of frame when I'm putting the glue on this. Okay, put that one there. I think we actually have more than enough, if I'm being honest, but we'll see. Yeah, I definitely do. Let me put a few more little pieces up there at the top there. I love collaging. I don't know how many of you enjoy it, but I really enjoy it. Not only is it fun and relaxing, but it looks gorgeous, right? It looks beautiful. I should have done that side. We're gonna let's do this side instead. But yeah, I love collaging. I really do. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. All right, we got an extra piece left. Should we just slap it? Nah, no. No, we'll leave it be. We'll save it. Okay, how pretty is that, right? Even when you close it, it looks pretty, but that's not going to matter because of the way we're going to glue it down. So let me cut off these little edges here. Okay. So pretty. All right, so now we're going to glue us a little butterfly down. How adorable is that die cut butterfly? For those of you who don't know, I make my own die cuts. I just get colored, textured cardstock. I usually order it from Amazon, and I have a die cut machine, so I just run them through. I used to make and sell die cuts on Etsy, but I don't do it anymore because for those of you who make die cuts, you know that it's quite the time-consuming process. So it got to the point to where I was finding myself sitting at my desk all day, every day, making die cuts because I had orders coming in like crazy, but it wasn't worth it because of how long it takes. But I still do make them often for myself and my own projects because I love die cuts. There's a couple other YouTubers that do as well, but I love them. All right, there we go. How pretty is that? Right? So pretty. I know the yellow doesn't really go with what we've collaged up here, but once we get it in the book, you're going to be like, yes, yes. Do I want to stencil over this? I'm going to go ahead and say no. I stenciled over the last one, but I really like this, the way that this kind of laid out. So I'm going to not stencil that, but if you prefer to stencil it, you can go ahead and do so. All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to decorate the back of this. I have this page here. This is a background sheet from the kit that we're using, and this is on the other side, unfortunately. Yes, that's beautiful. I mean, should we use that or should we use... I'm going to go ahead and use the background page. I think that's just as pretty, and it kind of brings a different light to this one from the other one that we made. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear it. I'm just going to go ahead and tear out like a rectangle square size piece. Or size, I meant shape. Told you. Still too big. All right, let's cut it down, or rip it down a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. And we can use these, put these in our scraps, because we're going to be making projects out of scraps too. Do not throw away your scraps, guys. Seriously. Save your scraps. We're going to be doing something with those. Well, several things with those, actually. So make sure you save those. All right, let's ink this little guy up. Love, love putting ink on the tear lines, because it makes it look so much more vintage. It like soaks into that edge of the paper where those dramatic tears are. I guess that's what you'd call them, right? Dramatic tears. Oh, so pretty. All right, I'm going to grab my art glitter glue. We're just going to take and glue this whole thing right down, right here in the center. It doesn't have to be perfect, but in the center as much as possible, for me anyway, unless you want it off one side to another. Again, it's your project, so whatever you prefer. How pretty is that? All right, and I have a few die cuts. Here I have this pale pink Tim Holtz Wildflower die cut, and then I have this beige, I'm sorry, not Wildflower. This is Artsy Stems. And then this beige Wildflower die cut that we're gonna glue down here together, just like that. I think that they both look really nice on that background piece. Alrighty, we're just going to overlap it right here, just like that. Make sure you press down really good, because when you layer die cuts, sometimes they like to pop back up a little bit. So make sure you press it down really good. If you're using a good glue, then you shouldn't really have too much of an issue. But all right, and then we're going to go ahead and grab a piece of washi tape here. And just tear a little piece off, and we're going to put this right across our flower stems, just like that. How cute. All right, so now we're ready to actually glue this into our journal, onto the journal page, and put our ephemera in it. All right, guys, here is our second signature, and we're going to open up to the first set of stained pages, tea stained and avocado. It's going to go on, actually, turning it like this. It's going to go just like this. Let me move this over because I'm out of frame. As always, I'm always out of frame. It's so annoying. Let me come out just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so it's going to go on like this, and we're going to glue this side and this side so that we can put something in here. So let's do that now. I'm going to turn it this way because it's just easier for me to see what I'm doing. So just a little bead of glue down each side, just like that. Make sure that it's lined up, and then glue it down. All right, let's turn it back around here. Okay, so now you have this here, and then when you turn the page, you have your flippy flappy your flap that you're going to put your tag in. So let's grab the tag I made. Again, I did already make this, so you can go ahead and make a tag that you want or a tag that comes in the kit that you're using. I did back it onto like a cardstock so that it's more durable, and I put some seam binding in here. And a lot of you know too, because I do it a lot in my videos especially also, is I like to round the bottom corners of my tags so that they slide down into the pockets a lot easier and they won't cut through the paper, because I've had that issue where I've tried to put a tag down into a pocket and the sharp corners on the bottom would literally just tear the paper. So we don't want to do that. Also, I like the fact that this sticks up so that the seam binding sticks out of the top of the journal, which I really like. So there's that. How cute is that? And then turning the page, we have our pocket right here, and I have a journal card here. This is from the kit. You can use journal cards from the kit that you're using, or you can make your own journal card by just cutting out, you know, just cutting one out from the papers that you do have. And you can decorate it if you want. You can collage the front of your journal cards. You can put a little tab on there. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do that really quick because there are tabs that came with this kit. All right, there's a couple of them here. So we want, whoops. Let's see, which one? I think this one would look better because it's got a lot of the same colors. So let's go with that one. If you're not using this kit, or if you don't have tabs from the kit you're using, you can easily make your own tabs. You literally just cut a rectangle or a square out of a piece of decorative paper and just fold it in half like this. Literally so easy. So we're just going to put some glue in here on both sides. All right. Oh my God, without getting glue all over my fingers. All right, so we're going to put it right here, just where the top of that notch meets the top of the card there. Just like that. How adorable. And you can write something right there as well as journal on the back of the card. I didn't put it exactly center, but I guess it's good enough, right? It doesn't look too bad. So let me ink that. I should have inked the whole thing before I put it on, but it's really okay. How cute is that? So now we can slide our journal card right here in our pocket, and we have a little tab so that we can grab it and pull it out. Again, if you don't have tabs from a kit that you're using, it's so easy to make your own. All right, guys, so that is our first journal project, and I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you follow along if you'd like. And if you have any questions about anything that you've seen, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments below, and I always try my best to respond to every comment. So yeah, so this is the one that we just made, and let me show you again the one that I made off camera here, which is this one right here with this tag, the collage on this side with the torn burnt looking edged paper on this side, and then of course our pocket over here with this little journal card in it. How adorable, right? Such a fun and cute little project. Looks gorgeous in your journal. So again, I made 2 of those to put one in each signature. You guys can do the same if you want. I love to have my ribbon popping out the top. There we go. And there we go, guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I hope you really enjoyed that. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a great big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, because there's going to be lots more coming out, and you guys are not going to want to miss it, especially if you love making junk journals as much as I do. All right, guys, I really hope that you have a great... That's my cat. That's my cue. That is my cue. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope that you have a great weekend. Take care, guys.